On 13th of November 2024, Algeria released over $1 billion into the national connectivity. This is aimed at serving the country's 47 million people in building and buying more 400 train coaches, installing them into the nation. The country I'm talking about already has over 5,000 kilometers of railway lines. If you're new here, my name is Ari Joseph, a self-taught computer programmer, a YouTuber, and an electronics engineering student at the University of Boumediene in Algeria. Recently, I got a scholarship to Algeria, and I thought it wise to share the experiences and insights I've experienced in Algeria. So, this is another fascinating insight I've found in Algeria, that electric trains are one of the most used transportation systems, and I would like to share how actually they work. Electric trains use electricity as their primary source instead of using diesel or engine, and this is a simplified explanation on how they work. They draw electricity from an external power source using catenary systems, also called as overhead wires, that are suspended above the tracks. These are high voltage wires that draw electricity from an external power grid that is later on converted to a level at which electric trains can operate. Electric trains are then equipped with devices called pantographs. Pantographs are devices that are mounted on the top of the electric train and whose main importance is to tap electricity by making contact with the overhead wires that are suspended above the tracks. The collected electricity then powers the traction motors that are mounted on the train's axles. The motors help in converting the electrical energy into mechanical energy, thus turning the wheels of the electric train. Therefore, the wheels propel the electric train forward or backwards depending on the direction it's going. The electric train also has a control system that helps to regulate the speed and the direction of the train. This is done by varying the electricity that is supplied to the train. Now, the matter of fact is I've used these trains multiple times, and I've actually experienced that they have way more advantages more than disadvantages. I've gotten some new friend here. Come on. Yeah, talk to the viewers. Comment tu t'appelles?
Faras en Algeria.
Yeah, comment tu t'appelles? Your name?
Ouais, Algeria.
Je m'appelle Seth.
Je m'appelle Faras.
Faras.
Faris.
Paris.
Faris.
Ferris, eh?
Ouais.
Okay. So he's called Ferris, and I was here on the beach on the Mediterranean Sea, and he decided to come and visit me here, right? Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Do you have anything to tell them?
يا فارس ان الجيريا كيراكم لاباس خوتي صافا الحمد لله عياكم لا صحتكم بخير
الحمد لله
انجليش ما sorry
sure Enchanté, nice to meet you. Sure. Well, back to it. So they have way more advantages than disadvantages, and I'm going to break down the advantages right here down before. Now, let me first talk about the shortcoming I've realized. Now, the fact is, an electric train is not only limited to one electric line, but there has to be a way how they have to synchronize their systems such that they shouldn't crash. So I found out that when I'm in a journey, like maybe from my wilaya to Algiers in Algeria, there is a point where an electric train stops for about 30 minutes or depending on the time. And the reason, I tried making some research and I found out that the reason is it has to first wait for some other electric train coming from another province to get out of that electric line, and then it enters the line too. Okay, yeah, well, that is the limitation, but still, if it happens so that it is in the line alone, then it would actually be moving very fast. Now let's talk about the advantages. Research has been made that electric trains can move at a speed over 300 kilometers per hour, and thus making it a more comfortable and efficient way and means of transport. So that is one. Now, talking about efficiency, they are way more highly efficient than any other trains I've ever seen on the face of the earth. Now, this is why I'm talking about this. There is a technology called regenerative braking, and this is where the traction motors can be converted and can be modified to work as generators. This is where the kinetic energy, remember the electric train is already in motion, therefore it possesses kinetic energy. So the kinetic energy is reconverted back to electric energy, and the electric energy can be stored either on board or can be sent back to the power grid. Therefore, there is energy recycling in the electric train system, therefore being more efficient than any other system I've seen before. For maintenance, they are easy to maintain because they have very few moving parts compared to a diesel train. For a diesel train, it has a high maintenance cost because there are a lot of moving parts, then pistons, then engines moving, but this has very few moving parts and therefore has very low maintenance costs. Now, if you haven't considered subscribing, the matter of fact is I don't know what you're waiting for, because there are a lot of experiences, insights that are shared here, fascinating ones, and therefore I urge you to subscribe. Please like the video, and there's a video I talked about the Martyrs Memorial Monument. It is very nice. If you haven't seen it, please check this video here. Then there's a video I talked about the Algerian wheat food. It is also right here. Please, if you haven't, please consider checking those two videos. They are very nice, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you. Oh, sorry.